Doctor Strange is the 2016 film based on the character from Marvel Comics, produced by Marvel Studios, distributed by Walt Disney Pictures, and directed by Scott Derrickson. It is the 14th installment of the MCU. Now, as we continue on our way to Avengers Endgame, it is time for us to review this film. Is it a good film or not so much? In the next couple of minutes, we are going to find out. The good. Benedict Cumberbatch as Dr. Stephen Strange. It is the best part of this film. He's such a great actor. I really love him and all things that he has done in the past. So when he was actually cast for this role, I definitely saw it. You know, definitely he looks the part. He has that presence in his voice, and definitely he was a great addition to the MCU. He definitely steals the show. The movie is a faithful representation of Doctor Strange's origins. Yeah, there are a couple of things here and there that are changed, and we're going to explore that in a moment. But for the most part, you have so many Easter eggs for true fans, for those that read the comics. And so there's a lot of things here that really reference Steve Ditko's creation. So you have Cumberbatch, you have the Sanctum Sanctorum, you have the Eye Agamotto, and so on and so on. There's so much here that through comic book fans, they will feel right at home. So definitely that's a big plus. The movie has the right balance of comedy and action adventure. It's definitely fun to watch. The movie has a lot of themes and talks a lot about, mysticism and Eastern philosophy. And of course, that may come across as a bit too much or too heavy or too preachy or incoherent for some, but not in this movie. And definitely I like that. It seems that they present it in a way that is easy to digest for the audience. They concentrate on the adventure part. They concentrate on in some of those areas. They make it easier for everyone. So it's not so heavy on the philosophy like in the comic book. So definitely that's a plus, at least for me, and I feel that is the plus for a lot of viewers. The movie is beautiful. An explosion of color and psychedelic flair, particularly in scenes in the astral plane and other dimensions. That really makes it so pleasing to watch. The CGI was done perfectly. It is perfect here. And I really love that. It pays tribute to the original run by Steve Ditko. And definitely that's one of the biggest pluses here. The bad. The biggest flaw for this film is the casting of Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One. Now, she's not a bad actress. She's a great actress. I love her. She's definitely good. She did a good job here, actually, if you come to think of it. She really played the part well. I really love her. However, I feel that the movie failed to recognize the importance of to staying as close as possible to the source material and bringing an actor, an actress that would play the part closer to home. And definitely, of course, because of that, they were accused of whitewashing through media and through many different places and by many fans of the comic book story. And they try to explain, the studio tried to explain, the director tried to explain the reasons why. They try to avoid any type of stereotype or even any political or international incident between China and Tibet. But in the end, by trying to avoid stereotypes, they also went into stereotypes. They actually play the same part, and they failed to do that. So, I wouldn't say that it's the worst sin of this film, but definitely it's a disappointment for the story. Caecilius, played by Mike Mikkelsen, is not a strong villain. Not much is given in regards to his origins. Not much is given in regards to his motives. He is fairly written, and some of those motivations are vague. And definitely that's something that you don't feel compelled to understand or trying to understand what he's trying to accomplish. And definitely that's a disappointment for this film. Mordo, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor, also suffers the same fate. There's not much given. And definitely you don't understand in the end why he decides to do what he decides to do. And I think this is unfortunate because actually Mordo and Caecilius are very interesting characters and also part of the Doctor Strange universe in comics. But definitely the lack of them, or at least the backstory of them, really hurts the experience because in the end they're not relatable at all. Dormammu's ethereal form is also a disappointment for a lot of fans. For me, it's not so much. I really don't care as much on that. But for fans of the comic book, particularly those that have followed the Sorcerer Supreme's lore for many years, it is a big offense, as grievous as, casting a white woman as the Ancient One. So you cannot take one and not consider the other one. I think they're both, at least, misconceptions from the studio and the director when they put this film together. So that's a disappointment there. Of course, newcomers into the franchise will not see the problem. They will not see the faults, but that doesn't mean that they are not there and they take away from the experience, or at least from the originality of the source material. In conclusion, Doctor Strange is a fun and beautiful movie to watch. It continues Marvel's tradition of creating and bringing to the forefront some new storylines, and it really gives a lot of flair. It definitely makes this cinematic universe even more interesting because it's something different than the norm, and that's something that I really appreciate about this film. It is a well-balanced film, origin story that really sets and cements the character for the MCU in the years to come. And definitely they managed to really introduce the character in a very, very interesting and fun way. Despite some of the mystical elements ever present in the story of Doctor Strange, this movie is a fun watch and it's safe for the family. For your kids, for your teenagers, for your young adults. It has great lessons in regards to the purpose of life. The need of sacrifice and the importance of soul searching. It's definitely a great movie that you can really enjoy with the family, and one that I really enjoy and I recommend to anyone. Now, if I have to give this movie a score, it would be 8 out of 10. So what is your opinion? Do you like the film? I surely do. Again, I really recommend it to anyone. I really have fun with it. I think it's one of the best movies within the MCU. It's a great introduction to the character. It pushes the character, opens the door for this and other stories in the future. So, but what is your opinion? I would like to hear it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you're reminded of the next video. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and please consider supporting me financially. You can do that through Patreon, PayPal, and GoFundMe. All the links are down below. So once again, thanks for watching and God bless you. I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.